Burundi is one of the hardest places on earth to live. You can feel it in the air. People are tired and trapped. This part of the world has suffered more than most can imagine. Burundi, once a part of the same kingdom as Rwanda, still carries the scars of ethnic violence and years of instability. Many families here have lost everything, not just possessions, but generations of opportunity. Inflation has made money nearly meaningless. What you could buy for $1 last year might cost $2, $3, or even $4 today. People walk to the market carrying small stacks of cash and still can't buy enough to feed their families. Today, peace has returned in name, but the struggle continues in daily life. Fuel and electricity are scarce. People wait all night, sometimes 2 nights in a row, in long lines, hoping to buy a few liters of gas. Others cross into neighboring countries like Congo just to fill a jerry can full of fuel, their only way to get to work or to go visit their family in the village. Without power, evenings are spent in darkness. Hospitals and schools and homes rely on candles or kerosene lamps. Charcoal is the main fuel, and every meal cooked over it costs another tree. Deforestation is everywhere. Hills stripped bare, rivers running brown with mud after every rain. Fishing, once a source of food and income, has nearly disappeared. Lake Tanganyika's waters are quiet now. Where there used to be nets full of tilapia and sardines, there's almost nothing left. The fish are gone, the boats sit idle, and the people are left hungry. This is everyday life in Burundi, a small, landlocked nation, smaller than Maryland, where beauty and hardship live side by side. But families here are strong, resilient, and hopeful. But the challenges they face would overwhelm most of us. Cassava is the main food. It grows easily, even in poor soil, but it offers almost no protein and no vitamins. It fills the belly, but it doesn't build strength, and you can see it in the children. The dull hair, the tired eyes, the thin arms. Arms so small that a simple measuring tape, color-coded red, yellow, and green, becomes a life-saving tool. Red means severe malnutrition. Yellow means a child is at risk, and green means hope. When I first saw a photo from our trainers in Burundi, a boy's arm wrapped, showing the red, my heart sank. His skin was peeling from malnutrition, a simple deficiency of niacin that could be deadly. Why? Because his mother could only feed him cassava paste and water. That picture broke me, but it also reminded me of why we do this work. Because that's where Farm Stew steps in, right in the middle of the struggle, bringing practical hope to people who are doing their very best to survive. This year, for the first time ever, Burundi discovered Farm Stew. 10 local trainers were chosen, men and women of faith, ready to bring the recipe for abundant life to their people. They started in 30 communities, meeting under mango trees and church verandas. At first, it was slow. They introduced themselves to village chiefs, pastors, and mothers groups. They prayed together, they listened, and little by little, God opened the doors. The first lessons were simple but powerful. How to compost, how to plant a rainbow garden, how to build clean cookstoves and keep food and plates clean and safe. But because of the dry season, everything was harder. Green leaves were scarce, water was even scarcer. They carried buckets from distant wells just to keep the demonstration gardens alive. And yet, The joy on people's faces was unmistakable. One trainer, named Zipporah, helped her community start a garden on rocky, dry soil. They didn't have much, but they worked with what they had. And when the first vegetables came up, they arranged them to spell out farm stew on their table. It was their way of saying, we're learning, we're growing, and we have hope. That hope shows up in story after story. There's a mother of twins. Both babies were dangerously malnourished, their arms wrapped with the color red showing from their little band. Our trainers saw them and bought soybeans out of their own pocket to teach the mother how to make soy milk. We pray that soon these babies will be thriving. Life is beginning to return to their eyes. Another mother, Claudine, shared how her child moved from red to green after she learned from Farm Stew how to make enriched porridge. She said, I never stopped making it every day, and my child is healthy now. Then there's Anis from the village of Ruyuna. She told us, I deeply appreciate Farm Stew for the life-changing lessons. I was personally touched by the lesson on keep clean, keep healthy. While we were studying that topic, I reflected on how things were at my home, and I felt ashamed. Our utensils were kept in a messy way, plates were stacked carelessly, and flies were everywhere, and our cooking pots were dirty. But after learning this lesson through Farm Stew, my husband and I decided to make a change. We built a dish rack to dry our plates properly. Now, the cleanliness of our kitchenware has greatly improved, and we are truly thankful to God because Farm Stew came to our village. And Jalise, a grandmother, said, I couldn't imagine how you treat us in that way. Well, we're not Adventists, so now I've decided to become a Seventh-day Adventist. Her garden is thriving, her faith is growing, and she's sharing that same hope with others. That's what Farm Stew does. It doesn't just teach farming, it restores dignity. It doesn't just feed bodies, it nourishes souls. Today, 10 trainers are serving across 30 communities. They visit homes, measure children's arms, check gardens, and celebrate every family that moves from hunger to health. It's still early. The needs are massive, but the change is real. Because of you, because you believed and you gave, families are eating better, breathing cleaner air, and walking in faith. This family, once waiting all night for fuel, now grows their own food. This mother, once feeding her children only cassava, now fills their bowls with colorful vegetables. And this child, once too weak to stand, now runs through the garden laughing. All because someone like you said yes. But there are still thousands waiting, still lining up through the night, hoping to find a little fuel, still cooking over smoky fires, still praying for enough food to make it through the week. And you can change that. For $37 a month, about $1.25 a day, you can train a new family each year. You can give them tools, knowledge, and hope, not just to survive, but to thrive. The soil is ready, the hearts are open. Now it's time to help them grow. Join the movement today. farmstew.org/give.